Hi, my name is Wyllan. I'm a representative for UFCW. Before being hired by the local union, I worked as an employment counselor at VPI, which is a unionized environment. It's unionized by UFCW, which is how I got on board. Prior to that, I worked in the labor relations field for 5.5 years in the Ministry of Labor, Trinidad and Tobago. I also have backgrounds in conciliation and mediation. So I've been around labor relations for quite a while. I sort of understand the importance of being unionized. So in my previous employment as an employment counselor, a lot of the staff would come to me for advice. We had an ongoing negotiation at the time. They would all come to me for advice and to understand the collective agreement. If there were any issues, individual issues, they would by default come to me. And so that's sort of how I got involved as a labor advocate. One of the biggest differences is, having representation, right? Having some sort of agency in your employment, being able to make contributions to how you sort of want to work, right? Or your rights or your benefits when it comes to your employment. In a non-unionized environment, you don't really have as much agency. So you have to go with, what your employer, says, basically. In a unionized environment, you do have a lot more say-so as to how, you want your employment to be. So the part of the job that I enjoy the most is the constant growth. With every situation, with every grievance that I deal with, I learn more. And that helps me help the members better in the future, which I love. I love learning. I love learning more. Part of the job that's most rewarding for me is being able to come back to the members with a resolution of some sort. Something that they're able to take back with them that improves their employment relationship. I think it's important for me to be an advocate and fight for workers' rights, because sometimes we forget that at the core of labor relations, it's a relationship between employer and employee. And many times that relationship is taken advantage of by the employer because of whatever perceived power. And so being an advocate, to me, I'm able to give some of that power back to the employee. I'm able to really stand in the gap for them and foster that relationship for that employee and for all the employees moving forward who may have similar situations. They're now able to be a little bit more empowered as they go to work, knowing that there's someone there that has their back. They're not in it alone. There are some things that members could do to be more active in the union, for sure. One of them, I would say, is constantly keeping abreast of things that are happening with the union. So whether that be, checking the union board at your place of employment, checking the website, reading our magazines, checking the socials, just being aware of everything that the local has going on, because we have a number of events that we do every year, making yourself available at events, and also at a very core level, I would say, reading the collective agreement, understanding your rights and your benefits, and so if you know what your rights are, then you're in a better position to police them, right? If you don't know what your rights are, then you don't know what needs to be policed. Or being part of a group that is committed to pushing labor advocacy forward. For the members, it's very important for them, and I would say it's critically important for them to understand that they have the backing of a pretty large local union, which offers them resources, and we're able to take on fights on their behalf. We're able to push the labor agenda forward for them, for our members. I think that's the most important part of being part of our local.